I know we've talked about DJ Khaled
Why?
before.
Why is DJ Khaled still talking about people not believing in you? This Khaled, leave that alone, dog. That was gone from
Yeah,
T-Pain days. We believe in
Jesus,
you now. We believe.
Jesus, man.
Stop.
I want to know why so many people believe in him because, like, I was just thinking about it, right? I don't know we've talked about this before, and like we gave an answer, but I'm changing my answer. I think that DJ Khaled is just a glorified person who can make a playlist. Like, think about this. Like, if you listen to hip hop, right, or any type of music, you know multiple artists, right? And probably very well if you really enjoy music. So you've never been like, oh, what if this person and that person ever did a song? Like, you've never done that. This is what he does. The only difference is he has the ability to actually put them together. That's it. Like,
Right.
he doesn't do anything. And what I started thinking about is why did he get that like green light to make those like, he doesn't produce. Like, I can understand if you produce, right? Like, yo, I made the beat, I can hear you on it. He doesn't
How do you know he
produce.
doesn't produce?
I mean, okay,
How do you
that's
know?
hold on, that's a great question. Viewing public, before you hit the comments, hit the sub. Does DJ Khaled produce? Can you please drop a link to a song? Because I've looked on his Wikipedia, not the most reliable source I know, and I've looked at some of his albums and through the album credits on, again, Wikipedia. I don't see his name as a producer, maybe a co-producer, but if you're in a studio making a beat and I just happen to be there and I'm like, yo, not even add, take that out, I get a co-producer credit. So I've never heard or known of him to be a producer. You
Okay.
seem like you have something to say. Has he produced?
I
Like,
don't know if
any of
he's.
his albums?
I no. I don't know. I'm honestly just watching. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
Well,
just letting
again,
you go, man. Letting you say what you got to say. I don't. I honestly don't know if he's produced before you. I thought you knew. That's why.
I've looked and I don't see like an actual, like, full on, like a Jermaine Dupri, even a Diddy. And Diddy wasn't even a real producer. He just sampled. That's all he did. But from my understanding, Khaled he don't even do that. So I'm just trying to understand, like, who gave him the clout to be able to be like, yeah, he doesn't do it. I'll do a song. I'll get on that. Jay-Z and Nas have done records together for this guy.
Right.
Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah.
Like, come on. What? Who are you?
He's done crazy tracks, and the fact that he's got Drake and Little Baby. Does it get any bigger than that currently in 2022? I don't think it does. What I'm hoping, as I'm sure everybody else is sitting there hoping, is that this is actually a good song. That's all I hope. And you have those two artists, and you say with those two artists, it's not possible to make a bad song. But then you go back to DJ Khaled's previous albums, and you see the combination of artists that he put together and the songs that came out of it. And you're saying to yourself, how, Khaled? Because you mentioned it earlier. You said, yo, there's artists that you have, and you look at them and you say, man, if this person made a song with this person, it would be this person. Which is exactly what he does. He brings those dreams to life and then proceeds to crush them immediately after. like a parent like a parent trying to live through their child
Oh my
and not letting
gosh.
their child live out their real dreams and forcing them to do what the parent wants, which is education and all this type of stuff. DJ Khaled will allow you to have your dream. He will make it a reality and crush it.
Almost immediately. Well, okay, what's that Drake song he did? The one where he had Justin Bieber in the video. What's that song called again?
Oh, pop star.
Popstar was good. The Rihanna song with I can't remember who that dude was. But that was a good song. You guys know what I'm talking about. His name escapes me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh my gosh,
Like
how can I
Carlos
forget his name?
Santana was on the sample. Anyways, the point is that was a good song. What's the other one he did again with Drake? Like, he has a couple good songs.
A lot of them just involve Drake. That's the problem.
Exactly. Thank you. You kind of took the words out of my mouth. And it's like, bro,
Right.
how many times are you gonna play the Drake card?
I mean, every time.
I mean, I
Obviously,
guess
he
every
has no. I don't know if you know this about DJ Khaled, but he really doesn't have that much shame at this point. Like,
no.
he believes in the sauce that he's created. Like, he believes it. So at this point, he doesn't care. He'll put, if he could, he would put Drake on every song. Let's
I'm
be real.
sure he would. I'm sure he would.
Every single
Absolutely.
track. It would be DJ Khaled featuring Drake.
Okay, fine. Let's just get to it. Viewing public, yourself included. Are you excited about this collaboration? Let's just get to it. Because let's be real, they've worked together before. Lil Baby and Drake, they've done song. It's on the Certified Lover whatever album. Girls Like Girls Where
And
I'm From. How
baby's
did you,
baby's early track that I think people used to call it Pikachu.
how did you feel about those two previous collaborations between
Obviously,
Drake
the
and
one
them?
that the one with he did where Little Baby wasn't as well known is pretty much what put Little Baby in everybody's radar. So
Yeah.
that did that. It obviously had to be a good song for it to do that, or people would have just been like, "Oh, Drake just hopped on this horrible artist track." And then if you want to bring up the latest one, I mean, duh, everybody said it was one of the best tracks on the whole album. So
Okay, so very possible and not surprising. We know Khaled probably has one with this next record. But again, to your own to the earlier point you made and why I said not surprising, it's because Drake's on it. He's playing the Drake card,
right.
right? So again, and you like you said, like you can't even be mad. Or well, then you never said that. You said
I don't
if
even think Drake would put out a song if it was bad. Let's be real.
yeah, but
I think he would just be like, "We're just gonna make another track. Like,
yeah, but
we're not putting
not
that out."
all of Drake's songs, and I'm a Drake fan. Not all of his songs hit though.
Singles though, when he does the
Mm,
singles thing and the features,
yeah,
smashes,
yeah, it's a pretty good average, but like I'm
smashes.
not a fan of all everything. I'm not a fan of everything's. I didn't really even like Girls Like Girls Where I'm From. I didn't even like that song.
Well, I mean, that's a you thing. That song bang.
It is a me thing. It's a good
That song
song,
fire.
but I just didn't like it. Right.
Yeah.
So, say you a lesbian girl, me too. All right, whatever. Viewing public, what are your thoughts on this, man? Are you excited for this record? Can you please help us understand Khaled? Answer the question about is he a producer or not? Because my research, which again was Wikipedia, says no. And I would like to be wrong. I have to be wrong. I have to. Look at this guy's lifestyle. What do you do? Like, what do you do? He's like
Makes a
a
lot of money
bro.
doing whatever it is that he does.
He's like the rap version of the Real Housewives. They're all rich, but nobody knows what they do. Like they don't do anything. And this is Khaled. And you know what? In that, I gotta salute him because if they could do it, he should be able to do it.
I'm waiting for him to rap on one of these tracks.
Right? Me
That's what I
too.
want.
Me too. I'm waiting for that. It's
DJ
happening.
Khaled, I think that's what you should do next. Drop
Viewing
a
public.
verse.
No, but you're gonna do it anyways. But no, but he's gonna do it anyways.
We the best. Look at my chest.
No, we're done. All
I
right.
got D-size breasts. You can't test. Yeah. My face never a mess. Because with that, I use the, what do they call that stuff?
I don't know. Crest.
No, the stuff that to make your beard darker.
I don't know. I tend to shave, so I don't
Well,
know.
that's what he uses to bless.
All
Sorry.
right, I know you had to go for it. Fair enough. Also, was that a horrible freestyle? Now, deuces. Okay, let's keep it moving. I mean, you gotta put it out there. They're gonna talk about it anyways, so you might as well just
Oh my God.
step in front of it.
Those were bars.
Just step in front of it.
Those were some of my hardest bars ever.
I know. We got to do better. We will do better for you guys.
Shut up.
All right. Okay. All right. I don't like Matt Gates. I don't. And there's lots of reasons not to like him, right? Even with all the things that he allegedly did. But is he lying for what he said? Is he just being mean? Because I mean, he's not. It's like he's not okay. It's kind of like reading from Hitler's playbook. You know what I mean? You're gonna say some really mean shit, but it's factual. It came from his playbook, and that might be a far stretch for a parallel, but he's not lying with what he's saying. But you just shouldn't say stuff like that. You know
What
what
do
I'm
you mean?
saying?
Please elaborate on this thought process that he's not lying with what he's saying. Please go ahead.
He's talking about the hypocrisy, I guess, in the people who protest for they want Roe v. Wade back. And he's saying those pro baby killers, murderers, as he would put it, right? He's saying none of them even have the chance of getting pregnant. So why do you want an abortion so bad? Like nobody wants to have sex with you. And again, he's not speaking about all women generally. I'm assuming he's talking about the women that he sees at the protest,
Right.
and they are built a certain way, like a thumb, if you want to put it that way, right? So again, is he lying, or is he being mean?
I think what people are ignoring here is they want to focus it on Roe v. Wade, which absolutely it's about that case. But that case is not just about abortion. It's about women's right to make their own choices with their bodies. That is what the bigger issue is here, right? So when you take away this one part, one aspect of a woman's right, or just, human rights, because the father's involved too, the human right to make a choice, when you take something like this away, it starts a little wheel there. A little wheel starts turning. And then they say, okay, now we've done this. Now what else can they take away? Because once you prove that this is not a human rights issue and it's really a legislative issue, which is the argument that they use somehow, how they prove that, I don't know. Then what else was once a human rights issue but should now be a legislative issue? Right? Where does it stop? So the people protesting, I'm sure there are a lot of them who are just out there just like, I want to be able to get an abortion if I want. But anybody with any common sense, anybody with any knowledge knows that this is about a bigger issue, and it's really about the right to make our own decisions with our own bodies.
Thanks.
That's what it's about.
Thanks. I don't disagree, but you're not answering the question. Is what
And not all women that want to do this want to end up getting abortions for whatever reason they are 5'2", 280 pounds.
He said like 350.
And ugly and don't have a chance to get pregnant in the first place. That's a bunch of bullshit. And anybody who tries to pass that as reality, well, maybe that's the world you live in. Maybe you're ugly enough where that's the people that surround you. That's the life that you live.
You know why it's great that you feel that way, and pretty much the way everyone should feel, is because that's like saying a white person can't march at like a BLM rally, because it's like, you're not black, so why are you supporting it? Whether you have the opportunity to have an abortion or not, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you feel like human rights are being violated, you should have the right to protest. So yeah, no,
right.
Of course, what he's saying is just mean and obviously not factual. It's actually both, right? But I just, again, unpack all that and then play the video again and just listen to the crowd's response. Right. Listen to the crowd's response. People are into what he's saying. I swear, when he gave that, if you want to call it a speech, I'm sure, like, obviously somebody wrote it for him. I don't think he's that witty, right? He's just mean enough to read it on camera to a crowd.
Yeah, that's about to say he had to agree to it.
Obviously, but I don't think he's that witty. But absolutely, my other issue was like, so many people are into this, and that he would be bold enough to do it. So obviously, and since it was on TV, obviously the people who accept his type of like banter is much larger than the audience that was present at the time, because
he knows his demographic.
Yeah,
exactly. He knows the people
doing.
that are watching. He knows who's paying attention. At this point, I don't see why he would try to be doing something for any type of shock factor, because this is not the type of shock factor. This shock factor is death. This is taser.
I don't, it's weird because like, I don't, he can actually have like an anti-abortion stance without saying stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, he actually doesn't even have, like you said, he knows his demographic. He can just say anything. He can just give the stats. He doesn't have to say all that stuff. But to me, it was just like, wow. Because when I see or hear stuff like that, obviously I take in what's being said, but I also want to see the response of that. I want to see if there's any backlash, like anything that happens to him. Because we see, especially now in this PC age, people get canceled like that. You even utter the wrong thing. This guy is, he works in government. He works in government, and
but like,
he's making choices.
Talk like this.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's, again, it goes.
You know your demographic. You speak to the people that you know are listening, and the people that are listening want to hear something ignorant. It says something about the people that are listening. That's all it is.
Matt Gaetz, ladies and gentlemen, please do your Googles and your Wikipedias on that guy, because the story, if you thought that was something, you got to see what he's being charged about, what he allegedly did. You got to see that shit. That shit reads like a movie script. It's really bad. Like, I don't care if it's really bad. Anyways, leave it in the comments, but make sure you hit that sub button. We're trying to get to 1,000. All right. 1 second here. What else do we got? Yeah, it's really bad, bro.
Is it? Thanks. Got it.
It's really bad. All right.
Got that point.
All right. Let's do the Uvalde story. You want to jump that off?
You want me to jump that off?
All right. Let's do the Miro addresses split from what was this? Is this Jesus? I don't even know these niggas.
Jesus and Miro. Yo, but this okay, go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna wait.
No, you set it off. Because you didn't want to do the other one, so I'll let you jump off on this one, and then I'll go back to the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess what? There's a
Well,
a lane just opened up for two guys doing a podcast. Because the two guys who were doing kind of what we do, but a lot worse, I think, Jesus and Mero, well, they split. I mean, if you haven't heard about it, it happened about a week ago. They decided to go their own ways. They said it was because of managerial differences, something to do with apparently their manager. People no longer wanted the manager at the tapings because he was bullying and being abusive or whatever. and one of them decided that he wanted to defend them, Miro.
Yeah.
And the other one, Jesus, was like, I agree. He should not be at the tapings. So this was enough to break them up. That was the reason that they gave. Now, one of them has come out with a statement. I believe it was Jesus came out with a statement and said, listen, progression, man. This is what happens when you evolve, when you grow, you know, when you blossom. And you know one thing that you need to grow and blossom?
Water?
No, shit. Yeah. Manure, fertilizer. And that is exactly what's happening here. Okay. So I gave you the little fluff. Let me take the fluff and let me puff it. Okay. Because if you believe for 1 second, because I don't, that they decided to break up and leave a Showtime show and make all the money that they were making just because their manager was not allowed to be at the tapings, you got come on. There's definitely something else going on here.
Yeah.
Especially when people start talking about, as soon as you hear that it's progression, man. It's evolution. You got it. As people progress and evolve, they grow in different ways. And we just grew in bullshit. You guys have been doing this for years. Years.
You know,
come on, man.
You should never break the band up. That's the whole thing. Everybody knows that. You definitely should be allowed to progress and do things, you know, like just in life, you should try things out of your comfort zone, right? So if he wanted to go do his own thing, by all means, but I don't think you should break the band up. Now, if there is something, well, there obviously is something more than just that, why they broke up. I would say, and by the way, if there's no chance of reconciliation, just be honest. Like, if you've been doing this for as long as you say they have been, and they probably started just like how we are, and look where they landed, or at least ended up, I think you owe your listenership that. Those are some ride or dies that you have. Don't give them this bullshit story. Even the Joe Budden podcast didn't do that. They broke up behind the scenes, and then they broke up again on camera. Like, they gave you really what went down. So
these guys got to interview some crazy people. Like, I watched an interview they did with Denzel Washington. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you serious? And they had a whole set, the bodega. It was a Showtime. They had a big thing going on. And you're telling me that you believe for 1 second that Omarion could make more money as a solo artist than he could with B2K? That's obviously a metaphor for what I'm really saying here. It's just not going to happen. Stop this.
That's why you don't break the band up, man. Like
Progression, my ass. Progress to what? Less money? What are we progressing to? Less opportunities? Less checks? You just decreased your paycheck immediately. And now y'all both set yourself up because one of you is going to be more popular than the other one. It's natural progression as well.
Well, yeah, the people got to choose. People have to choose now. Yeah, they have to choose.
Now we're going to see who is really the popular one there. And then the other one's going to grow bitter.
Start coming out with some tell-all interviews.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, and because they're not getting the views, that's the first. Okay, so that's the prediction there. That's the prediction right there. We just came with it. Okay, so the least popular one, we're gonna figure out who that is because they're gonna be the first one to release the YouTube video to try to get all the views of what really happened.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's you know what is so funny is when you actually say that. Remember high school, like when you seen like a couple break up, one of them would just be talking mad shit about the other person. This is what this
still happens. You don't have to. I don't have to go all the way back to high school.
All right, well, I don't know. That's sad. I hope it's not
still
you
happens.
talking.
We have social media for that now.
That's a good point. Well,
yeah, they just post sexy pictures. After you break up.
Right. Look what you're missing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's going to happen with the more popular one. They're going to be like,
we've all done it.
Look at what you missing. See, this is going to play out just like high school.
Sometimes I work out for health. Sometimes I work out because I'm petty.
Hey, man, whatever gets the job done.
I'm trying to say it with a straight face.
Viewing public, man, what are your thoughts? Before you share those thoughts, hit the sub button. And honestly, if they split, let's just put it out there. If they split, because this might be bullshit. If they split, right? Like for real, and one of them starts a solo pod, that's how we'll know, right?
Okay.
Which one do you think will be more successful?
I don't even know. Oh, yeah. I thought you were asking.
Yeah.
No. Don't ask me.
Before you hit the comments, hit the sub button. All right, I think that's a fair question.
Yeah, I don't really watch them that much. Like I just know of them.
All right.
Yeah, I just watched it. Obviously, why I watched the Denzel Washington. It's Denzel. So
you lied to me. Okay, 1 second. Blah 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 blah. Uvalde.
It's amazing how you still don't know how to say that.
I'm just messing around with you, man. I'm trying to lighten the mood here. Jeez, this very stressful working environment.
And back to the darkness.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That's where I feel comfortable. All right.
Your rotten spaghetti or whatever the fuck that shit is called.
What?
YouTube channel.
Rotten spaghetti? What the hell is that?
I forget what it's called, man. You watch something involving some kind of noodles.
Oh, I did? On the history?
On the two guys doing a podcast YouTube thing.
Rotten noodles. All right, maybe it's very, very possible.
some to do with some noodles, man. I don't know what the fuck.
You're thinking creepy pasta.
There. I said rotten
noodles. I'm like, what?
Rotten spaghetti.
Yo,
it was creepy pasta. That's so good.
You need to write this stuff down. You don't know what creepy pasta is, man? Creepy pasta.
Funny.
Yeah, it's the
no, I didn't. This is not why I brought it up. I know,
but I'm telling you.
I don't want to know though.
That's fine. Well,
that's what I'm trying to get across.
Creepy pasta is a horror narration. That's all it is. All right. Okay. Spaghetti. Yeah, I'm like rotten spaghetti. What the hell is that? This thing is tripping. All right. All right. All the Uvalde cops involved in the school shooting response will be investigated and held accountable, counsel says. I just want to zoom in on this. Yeah, it does say all. So all of them will be investigated and held accountable.
Right.
This is not happening. This is just
right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
let's just get right to it. Let's get right to it.
I was gonna read a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not doing that. It's just not happening.
Who's investigating? It's an ex-detective of the same police force.
Yeah, it's not going down. But thanks, because obviously the parents from this situation, they're still more than likely very much grieving, demanding answers. I don't even know if they got, apart from the videotape where they were in the school that came out. Apart from that, I don't know if they've even seen more tape. I mean, maybe
Right.
they have, and we just don't know about it. But seeing the tape or not, like I would still want answers. I need to know more. More needs to be happening. And this is the statement you put out. This
All
is
they've
what you're.
done so far is change the legal age for how young you can be to buy a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21. I think it said.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all they've done so far. And then they say, okay, so that's not enough for you guys. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna investigate ourselves, but I just want you to know it's gonna be everybody. Okay, so don't worry. It's not just some of the people. It's gonna be everybody, and we're gonna investigate them, and we're gonna find out, who's responsible and who's not responsible, who's to blame, if anybody is to blame. When in reality, it's anybody involved who didn't say just go in and get the guy is to blame at the end of the day. But what are you going to do for punishment? What are you going to do for punishment once you get all these people? What are you going
That's
to do?
the other thing.
Send them? You're going to send everybody to jail? No, that's not happening. What are you going to do? You're going to fire them? Well, they're already probably not working. They're probably already on unpaid leave, just so it
Still,
looks good in the public eye.
but still making a shit ton of money. By the way, you know that that's happening as well. Still making a shit ton of money.
Somehow, private investigating, whatever, under the wraps, whatever. You know,
You, you know,
what are you going
and
to do? What
thank you.
punishment
Yeah.
would be enough?
And that's and
What
that's the whole thing. Like that because they're police officers, and it's not like they pulled the trigger, right?
Right.
The punishment that they do get, let's just say this happens, and the punishment, it's just not even going to be close to what they actually deserve at all, period. So I don't know, like, to me, I wouldn't even have released a statement. I wouldn't have done that. Like, not
Well,
until
they gotta
like
let the
some.
public know that it's
No,
happening.
no, I gotta tell the public something just happened, not what like our intentions are. Your intentions are obvious, right? Like, you are the law, so you gotta like pursue, prosecute. That's obvious. Don't tell me what your job description is. Tell me when there's movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like if I'm missing my dog ran away, and like the police are out looking for it. Don't call me and be like, yo, we're still out here looking. No, nigga, call me when you found the motherfucker. Like, this is a bullshit statement. And it's
Right.
in case you haven't noticed, it's infuriating. And
Yeah, it is.
I'm detached, semi. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. I don't have no more gas for this. Like, and
If
I
you're if you're if
yeah.
you're one of the parents, or a relative, or even a friend, um, do you get involved in the investigation? Like, what do you do? What do you do with this information now?
Well, of course you get involved, bro. Those parents were probably involved from as soon as they seen that it wasn't moving how it should be moving. I'm sure they started getting involved. It's your kid, man. What the
Yeah.
hell? Of course, absolutely. And just for clarity here, because when I say I'm done with this, I'm done with it until I see movement on it. Because, like, what has happened? What has happened? Nothing. Like you said.
I mean, you can't sentence everybody to death. You can't sentence everybody to life. You can't do people get punishments more severe based on their rank? Is it based on how close they were to the shooter? Like, there's so many factors in this that make it an impossible investigation, even if somebody is found to be held responsible for this at the end of the day.
Because that actually would send a very clear message to police officers everywhere. That would be a real precedence that you'd be setting.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're gonna put the sergeant, the lieutenant, the chief? Who do we blame here? Who do we blame?
All right. I don't know. Leave it in the comments, you guys. This is just, yeah, this one pisses me off. Okay. So is it Woo WHO? They're saying that monkeypox is something that the entire globe should watch out for now. And they're concerned about how it's being spread. Like, we know with COVID, like, there was a lot of theories about how it spread, and it changed right throughout the entire thing, still changing. But with monkeypox, though, they're saying it spreads quite rapidly in a particular community. And
Right.
they feel that if you are a part of this community, you should try to limit your sexual partners. That's loaded right there.
That's
Why would you? Anyways, okay. So the community that we're talking about in case you haven't got it from the title yet, is the gay community. They're asking the gay community to please limit your sexual partners, because obviously all of you guys have sex with each other. I don't know if I'm the only one reading it like this when they said that. So they're saying to limit your sexual partners because you guys are spreading monkeypox. Now,
Right.
again, I don't want to make light of monkeypox. I think it is serious, but that statement or that warning or whatever you want to call it, I just think that was wild. I think that was crazy. But go ahead.
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say, because we
Yeah,
spoke about it before. I'm going right to it. I'm going
Yeah.
right to it. I don't even care what you say. I think it's just really, really funny that we just came from a pandemic where senior citizens who, if we're living in primal ages, are the first ones to be sacrificed because they're no longer working class or making money. They're just sucking the life out of it. It targeted that group. Before that, we had multiple diseases, Ebola, one that comes right to my mind, that affected mainly Black people. Mainly Black people are getting hit by this. Now we have monkeypox, which has arisen, and it somehow is attacking the gay community. Wow. Look at the three groups that are being affected the most by these random things that turn into these great pandemics. I'm just saying, for me personally, it looks targeted. It just looks targeted. I don't know how else to look at it.
Well, I mean, let's also not forget when AIDS first came out, that was something that was predominant in
gay as well. Yeah, they said it was.
Well.
Yeah.
It was also really big in like I think was it in Africa as well? I know I sound
African. Yeah.
I know I sound probably sound very ignorant. Please again hit the sub and correct if necessary. But they try, if what you're saying is to be believed, it's a weird thing to do, and it's not a weird thing to do only because the world is overpopulated. I mean, it is, right? So you got to do something, but right. It's weird, not weird. It is kind of nefarious that we can think of a pandemic when this virus came out, and you could actually narrow it down to a group of people that it affected more than any other group. And by the way, it's not even by small numbers; it's by like a huge margin.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard not to think the way you're thinking.
And if you were under a certain age, there was just no chance of catching it at all. If you were under a certain age, like there's just no chance of succumbing to, I should say.
Right. I would say for monkeypox, I don't really know a whole lot about it. I don't. And I'm a person who follows this stuff like on the news, so I don't know a lot about it.
Yeah, me neither.
But like, I would say that
look like chicken pox to me.
No, not even that. I would just say, as far as like being out in public and things like that, if you're a person who can do even the littlest to still protect yourself from monkeypox, I would say do it. Because to me, like, and I feel like this is how our COVID conversation started, our vid conversation started. Because I was just saying, like, hey, man, you wouldn't want to catch the flu, would you? And you take precautions to prevent that. So I would say do the same thing with this. Whether you think they're trying to scare us or it's fake or it's planned and they're trying to take out a certain group of people, just okay, all right, well, fine, it's there. You know, it's out there. Just do what you need to do to avoid getting it. And according to the WHO, that's to stop sticking your penis in so many multiple bum holes.
Right? I don't understand how.
I have to bring it back to that. I have to.
So is monkeypox, is it an STD then?
I'm glad you said that, because America is thinking of actually calling it one of their new STDs. Yeah, they're thinking of that.
Is that real? Are you serious right now?
It's real. That is a real thing. Yes.
Okay. Because that's what I'm wondering. Because if it's something that can be transmitted, and I don't even have to, like, just being in proximity of somebody, then I don't know why we got to make it about sex. I don't know why we got to go all the way there with it. I feel like you guys just want to stop that from happening. But I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know what to say. I said everything I could say, man. I don't want to go any further because I feel like I'm going to go down a rabbit hole and just not be able to dig myself back out.
Well, listen, first of all, we all know you created the rabbit hole, so I'm sure you could get out just fine.
Oh, but
What?
Alice is way further ahead, man. I could catch up. I got space. Trust me.
That's true. That's true. Where's your, I thought you were gonna come to this I thought you were gonna come to this pod with like an actual tinfoil hat on. Like that would have
That would have
been,
been cool. But
yeah, I don't know why
I
you
have
don't
too
do
much
that.
hair for that right now. I've been growing out my hair. I don't think the tinfoil hat would look weird. It would look weird
Bro, just
because I have
go.
a bean. I have a bean shaped head as it is, right? And then the bean, and then I got the cone on top, and then the foil. Yeah, it's too much conage.
All
Too
right,
much
fair.
conage.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Viewing public, what are your thoughts on this? And again, take it as serious as you would take anything else, right? When you don't want to get sick. So try not to get sick. This sickness just happens to be called monkeypox. All right, leave it in the comments.
Like, don't want monkeypox? Don't be gay.
I feel like they just want to say
this
that.
is your mess. This is a message from the World Health Organization. Sorry.
Like I feel
what?
like right, I can't get past that messaging. You know what I mean? I can't get past that messaging. Like I don't know, they could have just said like lay off on the same thing with AIDS when AIDS was that. You know what I mean? Like use protection and limit your sexual partners. You know what I mean? But they in the same sentence said gay community, limit your sexual partners in the same
Listen,
sentence.
I've said this so many times. Once they said that you no longer need to wash your chicken, and actually that's worse if washing the chicken before you cook it,
Yeah.
I stopped listening. That was it for me. I said, okay, you know what? Me and you, we're not. We can exist, but we gotta be on different areas. You gotta stay over here. I gotta stay over there. That's all.
I will never understand that. And here's and now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the reasoning behind that is when you wash the chicken in the sink or wherever it is you wash it in the kitchen, like you're spreading the germs around, right? I
Right.
think that's
So because I wash my chicken on top of all of my dishes.
That's
What I do.
I wash it
like a normal
maniac,
person.
like a maniac.
Like a normal person, I will wash my chicken on top of all of my dishes, not an empty sink. No. And then I will not wash the sink out after.
Who would do that? Why would you do that?
No. I just put the dishes right back in there. Take the dirty dishes out, wash the chicken, dishes back in the sink, like everybody else.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it. World Health Organization. All right, deuces. I don't think they said the washing chicken thing, but I'm pretty sure they would back it. All right, now deuces. All right, okay. I think
somebody said it.
Seriously, I'm pretty sure it was them. It had to be.